This is a quick video showing how to use Read and Rise with the Kiitab pen. So when we open the book, the first thing we realize is a place where you can write your child's name, and then we have a place where we show the learning journey. These are the adventure islands that your child has to cross on their way to fluent Quran recitation. You then have a few pages of an explanation, and then you have a lovely title page. And this is really demonstrating the effort that's gone behind the illustration and the design to make this a really lovely visual experience for your child. Turning over, there's a motivational hadith which is part of the book. You'll see this in several places between chapters. And then we have the main area here. Now this is where Kiitab comes in. So I'm going to get my Kiitab pen. I'm going to hold down on the power button as follows.
Welcome to Kiitab.
So Kiitab turns on and it gives me a welcome message. And I can adjust the volume of Kiitab by pressing the up and down arrow keys. When I press the up key,
this is the loudest Kiitab can be.
Kiitab has already told me that this is the maximum volume. Now, the really basic feature of all of this is that I can touch anywhere on the page and Kiitab will read it out for me. So let me try and touch this area here. So Kiitab read out the letter. Now what that really does is allows your child to learn independently at home without the need for you to watch over them, and for you to be confident also that they're receiving the correct pronunciation each and every time. That's a very basic function, but has immediate benefits. The other thing you can do here is play a Find Me game. So I'm now going to press the button at the top here called the with the magnifying glass.
Welcome to the Find Me game. Where is Ha?
So it starts to play a game and asks me where is the letter Ha. So I'm going to press
Ha. You're so good at this.
So it tells
Where
me
is Kaf?
So it's given me the correct answer and let me know I've got it right, and then it's given me the next one. Now I'm going to get this one wrong, see what happens.
Try again. Try again. Try again. Let's move on.
So after
Where is Lam?
After three wrong tries, it tells me to move on to the next one. If I get consecutively about 10 right answers, then I would have mastered the Find Me game. The other really cool thing about this is the next icon, which is called the Time Me game. So let me go over to a page here, for example, like this one, or let's just move on further, onto one like this. I'm going to press the timer button at the top. Let's see what this thing does.
Welcome to the Time Me game. Touch the letters section or a line of words below. Can you read it before the time runs out?
So Kiitab has asked me to touch the letters section or one of the lines below. So I'm going to click on the first line. And what happens is that a timer is set off. And the aim is for the child to read the entire line before this timer comes to an end, which is really good for mastering lessons and for ensuring that we have speed as well, which is a key factor in learning. So there you go, the time has come to an end, and in that time that first line needs to be read out. The other key element is that with the star button, which is the basic Tell Me game, let me just press it, see what happens.
Welcome to the Tell Me game. Touch the first three letters to hear how they sound. Do you notice a pattern? Try to guess how the rest of the letters sound before touching them with Kiitab. Once you've mastered the letters, have a go at reading the words below and check your answers with Kiitab.
So Kiitab has asked me to actually just touch the first three letters and see if I notice a pattern. So I would do that.
E, B, T.
And I can now check if I've got the answer right by clicking on the island icon.
Kasra adds an I sound to a letter.
So kasra adds a I sound to a letter, that's what I've been told, and I can now apply that rule to the rest of the letters in the alphabet section. There's quite a lot of code in the top section of the page here. Even if I touch the title page.
Kasra. What does kasra do to a letter? Touch the island picture once you've worked it out.
So that tells me to touch the island picture once I've found the pattern. But of course, once I have done, I can use the Tell Me game as normal by touching any of the blocks and it will read it out for me.
Hamida.
And so on. So that's the Tell Me game. The other really nice thing about this Tell Me game is that in places where we have stars, especially when there's rules, we can use this pen here to touch twice and it will tell us the reasoning behind the rules, which is quite common. So for example here, where things are quite difficult to figure out what's actually being taught here, what's going on, I can touch twice on a block. The first time I touch it,
Salatan.
It will read it out. The second time it will tell me what's actually going on in this particular block.
When you spot a wow with a standing alif above it, simply ignore the letter in your pronunciation.
So there you go, it's told me what's actually going on. So that complements the entire process very well, and all the way until the end of the book, where we want to actually start to have the child reciting full verses in flow, such as this.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا.
So inshallah, that's the kind of level we want our children to reach by the end of the entire book. And again, this pen with this book allows you to do this independently of you having to look over your children or to supervise them, and for them to be assured that they're receiving a fantastic level of pronunciation. The speaker is very clear and the sound is very clear. It's fantastic use both at home and in the madrasah, which frees up the time of teachers and parents along the way, knowing that their child is making great progress towards fluent Quran recitation. So there you have it, a quick overview of the Read and Rise book along with the Kiitab pen.